prices of everything shocked me. I thought I would find another place that was more expensive than living in London. And then I went to Singapore and I changed my mind. Price comparison, how much I saved blew my mind. Good morning and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a good one. And actually it's funny because it's not a video that I ever really intended to make. And I'm going to explain a little bit more why in a minute. So I'm currently in Madrid. It is the middle of summer, but this video I actually recorded a few months ago back in May when I went home to England for a little family visit. And as you may or may not know, I currently live in Singapore and I have done for the past year and a half, where the prices of everything shocked me. I never thought I would find another place that was more expensive than living in London. I wasn't living in London previously to that, but on my visits there, that was kind of my experience of like the most expensive cost of living. And then I went to Singapore and I changed my mind. To cut to the chase, living in Singapore, I can confirm, is expensive, or at least the way I live is expensive for various different reasons, which I'll go more into detail later. I took advantage of the opportunity of being in England and bought all my favorite kind of products in terms of beauty, healthcare, and also food. I'm celiac. I have celiac disease, which means I can't eat gluten. So for me, this is another reason specific to myself why I find living in Singapore that bit more expensive. All the food that I usually have to consume is always imported and the price points are higher. If you have any experience with celiac disease or eating gluten-free, you'll know that gluten-free food is always more expensive anyway. Doing it in Singapore is even more expensive than that. So I definitely take the opportunity to buy these sorts of things in England where I can that are a little bit cheaper. The other thing I usually buy is skincare or makeup or things for my health like probiotics. And I've done a few other videos talking about like gut health and that type of thing. I'm quite into it. When I went through everything that I bought, because I did a haul, I mean, that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be a haul first and foremost. I was surprised. I did the price comparison and the savings that I made in the end. I mean, you'll see when you watch through to the end of this video, you'll see how much I saved just on one trip, bringing, I don't know, maybe like a basket full of products. How much I saved blew my mind. So anyway, without further interruption, let's get into the video. I seem to have lost some of the content that I originally recorded for this video, which is why I'm doing the introduction now, months later. So at the beginning, I'm basically talking about how one of the things I really wanted to find was some beetroot powder to make beetroot lattes, because I'm trying to stay away from caffeine. I went completely off coffee. I tried matcha lattes instead because it has like a slower, more gradual like dose of caffeine compared to coffee, whereas beetroot lattes has no caffeine in it at all. And sometimes you just want that little like a cup of something just to like tie you over to the next meal or to make you feel good, you know, without having a caffeine hit. So that's why I really wanted beetroot lattes, and I couldn't find any beetroot powder in Singapore. By chance, I actually couldn't find it either when I was in England and I didn't have time to order it online. It is very easy to find, you just have to get it online, and I couldn't find it in Holland and Barrett's, which is where I was looking. So we're gonna start with that. It basically jumps right in to what I got instead of that beetroot latte, and then it goes on from there. So hope you enjoy. So instead, I went for this one, which is like a mix of different good things. So this one is baobab, camu camu, flax seeds, which are really good for digestion, inulin, lion's mane, moringa, and wheatgrass. And then those are the main ingredients, but then there's also beetroot in there. And it says that you can have this one in smoothies, which is like a normal way to add like a superfood blend. But then it also said that you can use it in a latte. So I'm gonna give this one a try and see if I like it. And if not, I'll just put it in my smoothies. I've got caffeine-free green tea because I can't have caffeine. I've got some little, these little treats for the cats. They're like dental treats to keep their teeth healthy. So I got them some of those. Oh, this is another gluten-free thing. It's like Weetabix. I don't know if you have Weetabix or you know them, but this is the gluten-free version basically, and it's like hideously expensive. I think Carlos bought this for me once in Singapore. It was actually the Australian version, which is like the gluten-free Weetabix, and I think he paid like $25 for it. Which is is crazy, but I was craving it so much. Bless him. He was like, I'll get it for you. So sweet. Okay. Now, I think that is actually it for food. I just want to make sure. This is a little travel pack for the Rio de Janeiro. I just love the smell of these. If you haven't used it before, like, give it a try, because the Bum Bum Cream is their like OG product, and it's supposed to be for like tightening the skin and the appearance of like cellulite or whatever, which I don't really buy into. I don't think a cream can fix that, but it smells divine, so that's why I buy that. So this one's for traveling, because I know that I travel quite often, so it's good to have like little shower gels and small moisturizers and things like that. And then I got the big one because just to use all the time, day to day. And I just saw that they started bringing out a line of body lotion with SPF in it, so basically like sun cream, which is this one, and it's SPF 50 and it's mineral sunscreen, which I was curious to try because mineral sunscreen is definitely better for your skin than chemical sunscreen, but it's usually like the texture is a little bit hit and miss, you know, and also the color, like if it leaves a white cast. And I think I tried this a little bit and it does leave a little bit of a white cast, but I'll try it when I get to Singapore and give a proper review on this one. As for other skincare things, I have got this Piswin 50 factor 50 sunscreen because it's an allergy one, and sometimes my skin gets really like sensitive from the ocean, like the salt and everything irritates my skin. So this one has been the only one that I can use like on my body. I've even used this on my face before when I haven't got my facial sunscreen, and it doesn't bother me at all. So this is one that is tried and true. And then, because I really noticed that being in Singapore, because it's so hot and the sun is just insanely strong, I've been paying way more attention to like when the UV rays are at their highest in Singapore and trying to stay out of the sun during that time, because I think it's just really damaging, especially when you have like fairer skin like me. But at the same time, we all want a tan, right? I mean, here in the West, we like a good tan. So I've got some things for tanning that I really want to try. I've tried this one before. It's by Bondi Sands. It's like the Everyday Gradual Tanning Milk. And this is good. I like this. It's very subtle. It's just like kind of like a golden-y glow, and you can use it. I probably use it a few times a week rather than every day. But it's nice because it's like buildable. It's not like when you put a dark fake tan on that then you have it coming off sometimes in a strange way, or you can like get patches or whatever. That is, you're never going to get patches because it's so light and it's just like buildable. So you'd have to be really bad at applying it to get patches, but I don't know. And then this one I really want to try. It's by Bondi Sands again, but they do this color range and it's called like their Technicolor range, and they have like different tones for each fake tan. And I thought that was really interesting because when I was living in Australia, I used to get a spray tan like for special occasions, and the one that I liked the most had like a purple magenta undertone. They told me that. So I'm really curious to try this one and see if I like the color as much as I liked that spray tan in Australia, because I'm not going all the way to Australia to get a spray tan, let's be honest. It also says that it's 1 hour express, so that it develops in an hour, which is very speedy. So definitely gonna give this one a try. Venus razors, something again which is so weirdly expensive where I live in Singapore, so may as well get them for cheap. I got little refills for my natural deodorant. I love these smells. Coconut and vanilla is the one that I've already had before, and this one is lemon basil and blood orange, which also sounds delightful. More skincare things. Again, this is like not necessarily like a trending skincare product at all. It's Aven and it's the tolerance range. So for me, because my skin can be like quite sensitive, especially when it's dry or I've been at the beach or in the sun, whatever, this one by Aven is something that is just like so calming and nourishing and hydrating on my skin. So this is the Tolerance Control Balm, and before I think there was a similar version that I used. It was called Tolerance Extreme, but as far as I know, I think they've discontinued that one. So this is the one that I use now, just for something like really calming and just like a simple product to nourish and hydrate my skin. Another thing I'll say is that from Aven, I usually use the facial spray, which has the water in it. I can't remember what is the water called that they call it. the thermal, yeah, it's the thermal water, right? So especially, like I said before, when I go to the beach and my skin gets like really irritated from the salt water, when I spray that on my face, the thermal water, problem solved. It doesn't itch anymore or sting. So I really love this brand for those reasons. And then I've got another one here, which is another moisturizer, which I had run out of, so I just replenished this one. It's the Ole Henriksen, the Peptide Boost, I think it's called. Peptide Boost Moisturizer. So I really like this one because it's more of like a gel consistency. So it's not super creamy, whereas I would say this one is more creamy. This is nice for Singapore because I prefer like a more of a lightweight texture with my moisturizers than having something that's like super heavy and, you know, it's gonna make the sweating even worse. And then basically I've just got a sponge for applying my makeup, which I'd run out of. Lip balm with SPF in it. Love this one, tastes like cherries, so nice. I got some vanilla little coffee pods for when I eventually get back to drinking coffee. And then from Holland & Barrett's, I got my essentials, which are these. Actually, I haven't tried this one before, but they didn't have 3 of these and they had a 3 for 2 offer. So I just got that one to try. But basically this is the probiotic, which I have been on for a few months and I feel like it definitely helps. The reason that I like these ones so much, I've actually done a fair bit of research with different probiotic strains and even ones that the doctors have prescribed to me before, other ones which I've bought just off the shelf before, and I feel like these ones are the best ones because you get the pre, pro and post biotics. It kind of covers all of those 3 areas. It's not just probiotics. So the prebiotics are obviously like feeding the friendly gut bacteria in your stomach, and then you've got the pro and then you've got the post for afterwards as well. And this one is got like a strain of billions of live bacteria in it. So usually what I look for is the different strains and how many different strains of live bacteria they have. And so far I think this one was giving me the most. So it says 9 clinically studied strains and billions of live bacteria in here. The other one that I have is a herbal digestive enzyme, which again is just really good for gut health. This one has licorice root and turmeric in it. So before I was having turmeric lattes, which is great, but then it's been staining my teeth, which is not great. So instead I've been taking these. So you still get the benefits of the gut health with the turmeric, but you can just take it in a capsule instead of staining on your teeth. And that is everything. And I feel like it is a lot, right? I mean, I've got it all around me right now. It was all beautifully organized. So now I better put it all back. And we're back. So I hope you got this far. I hope you enjoyed the haul. And now let's go into the savings. So as you can see in the video, I put like the individual savings or how much I saved buying in the UK compared to Singapore bit by bit. And now I'm going to tell you the total. So in total, after buying those items in the UK instead of Singapore, I managed to save $161. $161. That's 93 pounds. 93 pounds. Wow. Honestly, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that I was going to save that much money, but absolutely incredible. And you know what? I'm really glad that I did the price comparison because now I know exactly where I'm saving. Let's be honest, on 95% of the products, it was always cheaper to buy in the UK, or if I'm here in Madrid, it would be cheaper to buy certain products here. I was surprised that there were a few products that were cheaper, only like more or less the same, a teeny tiny bit cheaper, but one in particular was the Aven thermal facial spray. I was not expecting that to be more cheap in Singapore, but it turns out that if you go to Watson's, they often do like the 2-for-1 package, and it ends up being a lot cheaper. You actually get a really good deal in Singapore, but for the most part, yeah, it's cheaper to buy abroad. So if you're ever going on holiday to Europe or even to Bali, I also did the same in Bali. Maybe I'll do another haul. I'll be back in Bali in a few months' time. And I like to buy certain things in Bali as well, just because, again, you make great savings. So maybe I'll do another haul after Bali as well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed our little haul and also the price comparison, and maybe you find it interesting and helpful with your shopping going forward. If you like this video or you like any of my other videos, please give me a like or a comment. I always want to see what you guys are thinking. And yeah, if you want to see more like this, subscribe and I will do my best to make some more. Alright, I'll catch you in the next one.